Hey, alright. I am here with my promised Black Friday slash Thanksgiving slash weekend sale haul. And boy, do I got some books. Like I showed you, I got a little long box sitting here next to me. So I'm gonna start it off. This was the first store I went to out of town by some relatives, out of state actually. And I'll start it off by saying this actually was not the first stop I had. I stopped at a flea market first at a seller there who has comics that I go to every time I'm in town. And, I spent some time there. They kind of looked like they'd kind of moved on to selling books and didn't have anything that really caught my eye. So, ended up not getting anything there. Moral of the story is you don't always, I do a lot of these videos, but don't always get something every time I go to the store. And this store actually I've gotten a lot of good stuff out of before, but this time I was really stretched thin on trying to find things. So first up I got 68, the first series from Image, and this is cover number 3A and B. Got the Richard Nixon variant there, and mainly I got this because they are worth I paid $2 each for them. They're worth a little bit more than that, but this was the last issue I needed to complete the set of 1 through 4. So had to pick those up. Amazing Spider-Man number 51, the J. Scott Campbell cover. Always picking that one up, and especially for $1.50. Can't believe they still had that. Ghost in the Shell, the Wizard issue, the ash can size. I found that in the quarter box. That movie seems like it's still moving forward. They just announced somebody else, I believe, the other day, so I think there'll be some long term value in that, especially once the trailer for it hits. And I believe these were at the store last time I went, like a year ago or something. Ninja Turtles: The City at War uh, story arc, and I think I left these ones behind because they weren't in as great a shape. They were $2 each, so two or 250 each. I got 51, 52, 53, and then 60 and 61. I think before I had picked out the issues with the first appearance and the first cameo of Shredder's daughter. So I had those ones already. I can't believe these sat there for that long. I guess maybe people don't like Ninja Turtles at this in this area. And finally, from this store, I got Thor number 5. It's actually a J. Scott Campbell cover variant. It's not really worth anything though. I paid $2 for it. I had never seen it. Wasn't sure what what the value of it was, but I saw J. Scott Campbell, picked it up. It turns out it's really not worth picking up unless you like J. Scott Campbell, of course. All right, so that completes that. Oh, and so this was the next store I went to. Actually, it's kind of in reverse order, but this was actually the very first store I went to on my trip, and it's one I go to maybe once or twice a year, again out of state. And I've had pretty good luck there in the past. The store is a little bit of a mess in terms of it's mostly gaming, a lot of gaming stuff, and the back issues. Some of them are just bagged, no board. They're not in great order. But the thing I like about them is the guy continually puts new stuff in and marks down the books that he has in the back issues. He wants to move the stuff. So they had a 50% off sale, so I got all this stuff for half sticker. And oh, the other thing is it doesn't seem like there's many people that go in there to get back issues. They have a ton of new issues, but not. It doesn't seem like the back issues are picked over. I usually find some pretty good stuff. So let me show you what I found. Let's get to it. Spider-Man 700, the fourth print. I don't believe I have this one for my collection yet, and it was only $2.25. It's got a $8 cover price. That's pretty ridiculous. But they were hyping up the death issue, so I picked that up. That's a good price, and it's a cover swipe of 400. So glad to get that. I was really surprised to find these because I don't think I have ever seen these in the wild. Body count. Now I got issues 1, 3, and 4, and these are Simon Beasley, who you might know, or if you've collected through the 90s, he did a lot of the Lobo work. Lobo. And I had never, like I said, I'd never seen these. I was really surprised at how gruesome these things are. Um, you can see there, and it's got like, this definitely isn't meant for the kids. Uh, so it's interesting kind of Ninja Turtle stuff. And these were only a buck each. Unfortunately, I couldn't find number 2. I don't know if it was out of place there or they just didn't have it. These are in pretty high grade. They don't go for a lot, surprisingly. I'm not sure why, because it's an image book, Ninja Turtles, probably low print run, but you're looking at maybe 20 to 40 bucks for all 4. So still glad to get them. Danger Girl. This is Danger Girl Revolver number 2, cover retailer incentive cover B, I think, something like that. It's J. Scott Campbell, obviously, kind of the black and white cover. And let's see what I pay for that. $2. It's probably like a $10 book. I think these are like 1 in 10, maybe, that variant. Now check this out. Like I said, this is why I like going to this store. Can't believe it that this was in there. You may have seen this on Mercenauts video. Kind of a tough book to find. It's really, I looked it up. Last sales are going for 45. There's some listed even higher than that. G.I. Joe Danger Girl number 2 cover B, the J. Scott Campbell inked cover, and like I said, it's going for 40 and up. And also, like I said, why I like going here, I'll show you. It was not in a bag and board. It was just in a bag. But I don't know if you can see that. So it has a sticker over top of the original price. Sticker over the top says 50 cents. And then I got that for half off of that. Bam! Not going to beat that. Not going to beat that one at all. That's why I go to this store. I got some other stuff coming up too. DC versus Marvel only had numbers 1 and 2. I believe this is a 4-part, correct? I think these were like $2 each. All right. Again, I found a lot of really nice stuff here. He must have came across like somebody who had some boxes like just overstock, or uh, like either a store went out of business, or somebody had bought a bunch of issues of the same stuff during like the late 70s, because I got this Giant Size Defenders number 3, first appearance of Korvac, and this only cost me $2, and they had multiple copies of it there, all priced the same. So I'm not sure. Obviously, he's trying to move stuff, but still, I mean, you could put 20 bucks on this thing, sell them for 10. I looked these up too. They're still going for pretty good price, even though I think the hype around Korvac has died down a little bit from the Secret Wars stuff. But man, again, I just really happy to get that one for that price. I mean, can't beat that. Can't beat that. And here is like what I was talking about. They just had a bunch, not a whole lot, I guess I'll say. There's a few specific issues where they had a bunch of copies. This was another one. They had a pretty good run of Howard the Duck books for, let's see what I pay for these. They had these listed at $1 each, so I got them for 50 cents. Howard the Duck number 13, first full appearance of Kiss. I know it's kind of hard to tell because this camera isn't great on this tablet, but this thing is like super sharp. Really, really nice copy. I mean, these things go for, on a good day you could probably get probably 30 bucks for that maybe. And also number 12, the first cameo of Kiss. Again, this one is even a darker cover. No spine ticks. 50 cents. I mean, crazy, crazy. Can't beat that. All right, what else did we find there? What else did we find? All right. Imagine Agents, number one, optioned. $1.50 for that. And like I said, like that book got hot, what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, maybe even longer ago than that. And that book was still sitting in there. Mighty Avengers 13, 25 cents. First appearance of Secret Warriors. New X-Men 134, first Quentin Cryer. This one I was a little unsure if I should pick it up. This is non-player number one, but this is the third print. And it was only 50 cents, so I figured why not. I mean, it's, $5, $10 book. Planetary number one, Warren Ellis. I always pick this one up when I see it. I think that one's got some potential. $1.50 paid for that. They had a couple Preachers that I picked up. 23, kind of a lower number, $1.50. And they had a 66, which I got for $1.75. That's the last issue. It's definitely one of the more sought after. It's the most sought after of the latter issues. Somebody told me they had a hard time finding them. I don't seem to have too hard of a time finding 65 and 66, but whatever. And like I said, the issues are kind of all mixed up. I found the Psylocke 1, but it was over in the A section for whatever reason. I was looking through the Spider-Man, and then that was just in there. 75 cents. The first print. Not going to beat that. They had a nice little stack of Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter. And this is one I've been looking for a while. Online, not eBay. If you go on eBay, you can find it, but I don't see it at shows. I don't see it at the online store type stuff. Richard Dragon number 18, the first full appearance in comic book of Bronze Tiger. And I got that for $2. Pretty nice copy. Real happy to get that one in the collection. Rise of Apocalypse 1 through 4. I paid $3, I think, for all of these. This series was hot for a little while. Remember when Apocalypse came out that he was going to be in the next X-Men movie? These things were selling for, I don't know, 60, 80 bucks. They're down now in like the $20 range maybe. But not going to pass that up for $3. And another one that I always try and keep an eye out for, but I don't see it. If I do, it's usually priced correctly at the current market value. She-Hulk number 8, the Civil War crossover. It was $1. Really surprised to get that. I mean, it's a $15 book. So I had cashed out and I was walking out, and then I saw they don't have like wall books. They have a couple boxes of older stuff in a different area of the store, and I'll show you those. But this one caught my eye. They had them just taped to the wall. I didn't see, like, right by the front door. Transformers number 1. Now, I don't have too much nostalgia for Transformers. I had some of the toys, but it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I haven't seen the new movies, but high grade, I know. This is a really high grade. I don't really see anything wrong with it, and it was only $12. So I got that. I had to pick that up. Now, here's where the real gems came in my opinion. They had, somebody must have just brought in, or else it was this guy's collection, and he was just trying, like I said, trying to liquidate stuff. He had a bunch of Justice League of America books from, he had number 1 up to, mid 200s. The number 1 he had for $900. And it really wasn't too bad. I didn't look at it too closely, but it was cool just to see it, right there. Anybody could just walk in off the street and get it. Because they don't really have a lot of other keys. They have some stuff, but nothing great. And this was Justice League number 75, first appearance of the new Black Canary. I paid $4 for it. Actually, I think it was cheaper than that. It gave me 20% off of these ones, so it was $3.20. $3.20 for this book, for that key. I'm going to go backwards here. Justice League 21, first Crisis on Earth and the first crossover between JLA and JSA. Justice League number 21. It's got a little writing up there. It's got some obvious wear, but for $20, I'm not going to pass that up at all. I'm not going to pass that up at all. Now here's where I'm mad I didn't buy more of these because, like I said, they had most of them. They didn't have the Origin issue, which has a couple of them on the cover, like turning into trees, kind of looking like Groot. Can't remember if that's 13 or 8. It's one of the lower ones, maybe 9. But they did have a number 5, and this one it's pretty beat. It's got some obvious water damage, but the staples are attached to the cover, and there's some rusting. 10-cent Justice League of America, number 5. I paid $12 for it. It was 15, and he gave me the 20% off, like I said. And I also had to get the number 4 for the exact same price, $12. Where are you gonna find books of that age for that price? Pretty incredible. Really happy to get these in. And this one is even a little bit more beat. This staple is not attached, but hey, I never thought that I would want to own these books. I have one other early one that I got just like in a lot for a real cheap price. And man, I just can't believe I kicked myself later for not going back and getting more of them. All right. Hey, maybe they'll still be there around Christmas time. All right. I will. So let's see. We're at 16 minutes here. You know what? I'm gonna cap this video and then come back with a part 2 because I still got over half a long box here. But I'll put these up a couple days apart. So thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for it, and see you soon.